Well, hello everybody. Welcome once again to our Zoom meeting, weekly meeting. If all goes well, it will be on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Thailand time. But sometime we might have to move around a bit. But for now, it will be on Tuesday night. Okay. Good evening to you, Anura from New Zealand. Hi. You're the first to come in today.
Hi, good evening, Ajahn. How are you?
Good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Got any question?
Yeah, just one question, Ajahn. I would like to know how meditation create good karma in us. Is it because of sila, and also is it because we are following the precepts and not doing worldly acts, or is something else?
Meditation gives you happiness. So this is good karma. Any karma that gives you happiness is good karma. Any karma that gives you suffering or unhappiness, this is called bad karma. So good karma has 3 levels, like the Buddha taught us. For first dana, giving to charity. When you give to charity, you feel good. Second is to maintain the precept, abstain from hurting other beings. This is also stopping doing the bad karma. By not doing bad karma, you also feel good. And third is the practice of meditation. When you calm your mind becomes happy. And this is the highest form of happiness, higher than keeping the precept, higher than doing the charity. But you need these 2 other types of happiness to propel you to the higher level of happiness. So you need, first, if you haven't done any charity, if you can afford to do so, you should do it. Rather than spending your money on your own, for yourself, spend your money for other people, for a change, and to see how you feel. And then also abstaining from hurting other beings, either by killing, stealing, committing adultery, lying, or getting drunk and drive and hurt other people. It will make you feel good. At least it won't make you feel bad if you haven't done any bad karma. And the third level is the karma arise from meditation, developing mindfulness. This is karma. This is good karma. Reciting Bhutto Bhutto. This is mental karma. See, there are 3 types of karma: mental, physical, and verbal. And all 3, verbal and physical karma, has to wait for the mental karma to give the instruction, to give the command. So the other 2, physical and verbal, also really is mental also, because the mind has to think first before it can tell what the body to do or to say. So actually all karma really originates from the mind. The mind is the forerunner. Like in the Dhammapada, the Buddha said, the mind is the forerunner of all things. Yeah. The mind think good, happiness follow. The mind think bad, unhappiness follow. Like the wheel, like the tracks following the wheels of the cart. So we are all doing mental good karma by giving to charity, by maintaining the precept, and by practicing meditation. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Ajahn. That's very clear. Thank you.
All right. Well, let me say hello to Mudita from Bangkok. Hi, Mudita.
Good evening, Than Prajahn. How are you today?
Thank you, fine.
May I ask about what is Nirodha Samapatti? Is it a higher level than Jhana 8?
Well, I'm not quite clear on this, but it's supposed to be you first have the 4 Rupa Jhana, then you go up to the 4 Arupa Jhana. Then from there you go to Nirodha Samabhat, which is the complete cessation of all the Namakhandas, Vedana, Sanya, Samkhara, Vinyana. Not cessation, but temporarily cessation, not permanent cessation.
Right.
When the 4 Namakanda completely stops. With the other jhana, I think there's still some vinyana, or some sanya working, but very, very small, very little.
Right. Yes.
So I think this is the complete cessation of the 4 Namakhandas. Temporarily, not permanently. You cannot get rid of the Namakanda permanently. They are part of the mind. But you can stop them temporarily when you have strong mindfulness.
Right. Yes, I read this word from from the Buddha's biography, like Buddha or maybe other Sawaka, other his I mean
disciple.
Disciples. They will enter Nirodha Samapatti, and yeah. So I was wondering if it's something very high that only the Buddha or disciples can enter.
Other meditators, if they have strong mindfulness, they can also enter.
Right.
But the difference is the mind of the Buddha is pure, while the mind of people who have just mindfulness is not yet pure.
Oh, right. So that means the people who can meditate, they can enter this Nirodha Samapatti, even though they have not got enlightened yet.
Well, it's part of the samadhi level.
Oh, right.
So
I see.
All you need is to have strong mindfulness to stop your namakanda from functioning temporarily.
Okay, this is very clear. Thank you so much. That's all from me today.
All right. Kok Seng from Singapore. Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Ajahn. Yeah. Ajahn, today I have a question I'd like to ask, and that is in our Singapore context, we are exposed to the different traditions of Buddhism. So there were, the doubt which I have is there was like Amitabha Buddha Sutra. Is it a sutra that is stated in by the Buddha himself? Because I don't recall in the Theravada tradition there is this Amitabha Buddha. Yeah, so maybe Ajahn, you can just shed some light on this.
Well, there are Buddhas throughout the past history, and there will be more Buddhas coming in the future. And they all do the same thing. They teach the Dhamma, the 3 teachings: abstaining from doing evil, do good things, and then purify the mind. So that's all you need to know really about all these Buddhas. And it's not so important because you don't know when you're gonna meet them again. And you're meeting one right now, so at least the remain of what he has left behind, his teaching. So you should focus on his teaching and try to make benefit, as much as benefit you can from the teaching, rather than spending your time researching about past Buddhas or future Buddhas. It's waste of time. You know. Is this good enough? Because all Buddhas are the same. It's like all Toyotas, Camry is the same. You drive which car, which one, they're all the same. They're manufactured from the same factory. They take you to Nibbana. They teach you how to get to Nibbana. And you don't know when you meet the one next in the future, because it takes a long time for a Buddha to become enlightened, one Buddha to become enlightened. And the time that you're born as a human being also varies. You don't know when will be your next time that you will be reborn as a human being. And whether that time will you be able to meet the Buddha at that time or not, we don't know. So we have met the present Buddha now, or at least his representative, his noble disciples, and his Dhamma teaching in the Tripitaka. So I think you should study what is his message and what he wants us to do. He wants us to get rid of our defilement. He wants us to go to Nibbana by developing the Noble Eightfold Path. So just do that. Okay? Sometimes study too much can confuse you and mislead you. And because you cannot decide which is essential and which is not essential. So it's good to be able to meet someone who has done the practice, because they know what is necessary, what is essential, and what is not. Okay.
I will take your advice. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Alvin Lee from Kuala Lumpur. Hi, Alvin.
Hi, Ajahn. How are you?
Thank you. Good. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Ajahn, I've asked you this question before, but you don't mind? Can you explain again between the first factor and the number 8 factor, which is personality, belief, and conceit?
Okay. One based on the body. The first one based on your body. You look at your body and you say, this is me, right? This is my body. I am body. Body is me. But the 8th factor is mental based. See? It's how you think, how you feel, how you think of yourself. You think, I am, therefore I am. See? Not based on your body. So there are two levels that you have to get rid of the self. First in the body, then you have to go get rid of it in your mind, the chitta.
But in yourself, in the body, you have the conceit as well, right?
Same thing.
Same thing.
No, not the conceit come from your mind. The conceit is the 8 factors.
Okay. So, but when you get rid of the personality belief, the conceit will remain in your mind, even though you believe that the personality is not there. The person.
Yeah, you see the body as just a living doll, made up from the 4 elements. You're not in there. You're in the mind. See, so you go into the mind, and so you then put your personality in the mind, and then you have to get rid of your personality also, because that's also wrong view. It's created by your view and your wrong view and your sankhara.
Okay. Thanks, Ajahn.
They're both created by sankhara and wrong view, but first one is based on your body. Second, based on your mind.
Right. So when you are up to anagami, you still have that in you.
Yes, you still have this conceit. You still think you're better than somebody else, or worse than somebody else, or equal to somebody else.
Right. Okay.
And you can still feel bad if somebody don't treat you right because you're better than them, don't give you the respect, for instance.
I see. Okay.
Not based on your body, just based on your whatever status, I am the president, so you have to respect me. If you respect me, I get mad at you.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, thanks, Ajahn.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes, Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Next, Kenneth from Switzerland. Hi, Professor. How are you? Thanks for your donation. I've just heard that you donated some money for the school also.
Thank you, Ajahn. Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. I have a question today. I wonder if Ajahn could please explain a little bit the difference between the Rupa jhanas and the Arupa jhanas.
Just the intensity of calm of the nama khandha. The activity becomes less and less as you advance in the jhana. The nama khandha activity becomes less and less as you move from first to second to third to fourth to the Arupa jhana until you eventually stop at the Nirodha. It's like your engine in your car. As you stop your stepping on the gas, the engine starts to slow down until you turn off the engine when it comes to a full stop.
Okay.
All right.
But the fourth jhana is still in the Rupa jhanas.
Rupa jhana, it still has the nama khandha still functioning, but it's almost in the background. You know, not disturbing the mind. And as you move up to the Rupa jhana, then your sanya will be more focused on one particular thing, like space or endless consciousness and so forth. I've never been there, so I cannot really explain it to you. But I'm just reading the description of the, you know. So it's basically the working of your sanya, sankhara, and vijnana, and also your feeling. Your feeling become more happy as the sanya, sankhara become less active.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Soling from London. Hi, how are you?
We're good, thank you, Ajahn. Thank you. Well, a question on the karma. Now, I think my understanding is what we are is because of our karma. So whatever we are doing or whatever happened to us is because of our past karma. But sometimes I heard you say that sometimes it's not everything is karma, it's the circumstances. Say like people encounter wars or natural disasters.
That's right. These are not your karma that create them. See.
No, but then if say for example, if I happen to be amount that kind of situation, then it would be my karma ending up into such a circumstances, wouldn't it? Because not everybody get killed in a war.
There are other factors that influence your life, but your karma, yes, you decide to go to a war zone and you get killed. See.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you decide not to go to the war zone, then you don't get killed.
Okay. Okay.
You decide to take a plane and the plane crash. See? Yeah. If you decide not to take a plane, then you won't be killed by a plane crash.
Okay. So, okay. But you wouldn't know though, would you, until it happened?
Well, you know you're gonna die anyway. So what else do you need to know?
No,
just to know that then you don't have to worry about anything. See?
No.
You don't have to worry, how am I gonna die? Am I gonna die by drowning or by fire or by plane crash? You're gonna die anyway, it doesn't matter how, really. That's why the Buddha asked you to contemplate on death as often as possible.
Yeah, okay.
And you have no choice. When it happens, you don't have a choice.
Well, it's not a matter of worrying, really, because of course we know we're going to die. I'm just thinking, like in a natural disaster, like people die, but not everybody dies. So the people who's not die, maybe because of their karma that did not, they didn't die at that situation. No, not because
maybe they're just not been affected as much as somebody else who dies. See?
Okay.
In a plane crash, it depends on where you sit, right? Sometimes people sit in the back, don't survive, and some people sit in the front, survive. It just depends on how the plane crashes.
Right. So okay.
So this is not something you should worry about or think about. It's useless.
Yeah, I know it is useless.
Spend your time on how not to reborn better. How am I not going to reborn? So I won't have to come and worry about all these things. Because once you reborn, you're going to have to face death, sickness, and aging. When or how, this is depend on the circumstances, depend on your karma also. So there are a combination of many factors that you will experience when things happen. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
All right. Claudia Schweiner from Germany. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm a little tired, but I'm very happy to be here. I have no questions today, and I hope that you are also doing good.
Have you applied what you learned last time about ubeka, about sort of accepting things as they come when you cannot do anything about it?
I try very hard. What I decided to do before watching the news or before watching bad news in the internet, I do my meditation and I listen to the Theravada recitations instead of watching the news to be more calm in the morning. And I do the same in the evening. And what I also do, trying to get more upeka, is to enjoy the time when I'm alone. So currently we don't have, I don't need to work the complete week. So I try to make the best of it when I'm alone, and I try to increase my Dhamma practice, but I still have a lot to let go, not to do, but to let go.
Yes, you can let go by meditation. When you sit down, then you more or less, you temporarily let go of everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And you'll find that you feel better that way by letting go of everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So when I let go, I feel that the tension is leaving my body. And of course, I hope that I have the strength to increase letting go.
Yes, you just have to do a lot of mindfulness and meditation. This is the tool for your letting go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you.
Nice talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Philip, how are you? And Adeline?
Ajahn, good evening, Ajahn. We are fine, thank you. How are you, Ajahn?
Fine, thank you.
Do you have any question?
I have a question for you, Ajahn. The last couple of days, there's a lot of anger keep popping up. I don't know, what do I need to do when it comes
It's from your expectations. When you expect a lot and you don't get what you expect, then you get angry. Well, so try not to expect. Try to take things as they come. Sing the song Ke Sera Sera. Whatever will be, will be.
Not Buddha, because Buddha doesn't seem.
Well, Both, you know, you use Putto or Kesara is better. Kesara is wisdom.
Okay.
Putto is mindfulness. So you can apply wisdom. Whatever will be, will be.
Yeah. I encountered that the last couple of times, so that's why I'm just wondering.
Yeah, you can use either one, whichever one you find useful to you.
Thank you, Ajahn.
And you, Philip?
I just got a slight question on sila, on everyday practice. I know it's a bit quite difficult to do. And what is your advice on this? Especially when we are working in the normal, I mean, in the corporate world and things like that. Sometimes, you know, when we engage with other people and through our experience, we know that the person is not morally good or whatever, because maybe he cheats or you know, by deceiving ways and things like that. And if I have junior people or any colleagues which are going to deal with the person or deal with a potential, not a competitor or customer, is it can I say that, hey, you know, warning, you know, can you please just be careful, the person is not honest. If from my experience, is it committing a wrong? You know,
I think if you're gonna tell someone that you should wait for them to ask for your opinion first.
Right.
And sometimes even talking about other people, sometimes if you can avoid, it's better to avoid. Yeah. Because they might not believe you, or they might believe you. And if the person that you told, that you talked about heard of you, that might cause him to get mad at you or hate you for it. So unless you feel that you really have to, for the sake of that person who asked your advice, and you give him the true opinion of what that person is, you also might have to expect consequences from what you say. There are good and bad consequences. Good for the person you told, and bad for the person who got mad at you. He will then react badly upon you. So sometimes maybe it's better not just to tell the person, you find it out for yourself. Because sometimes even if you tell them, and they might not believe you, they might think, oh, you might be biased toward that person.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's just better to let them find out for themselves. This is my opinion. Yeah.
Okay.
Just stay on the safe side, stay on the ubeka side. Just say, oh, you know, you have to find out for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because each person like different things. Yeah. You might not like him, but somebody else might like him.
Okay. Understand. I actually, I mean, had the same thought. I say just maybe just keep quiet if nobody asks, and then if they ask, then only then you volunteer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Is that all? Okay.
Yes, there's not tonight. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, Forrest Tom, you're next from Massachusetts.
Hi, Ajahn. Yes, I don't have any questions today. I'm just happy to be listening.
Okay, thank you. Sajal Khan from Silver Spring, Maryland. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Ajahn. Thank you for your teaching. I have been actually taking your idea from your biography that Satipatthana Sutta, and that's the one that I'm reading before I start meditation. It takes like about 25 minutes, and I have a small historical kind of question that because you are the teacher, and I'm just wondering the book that the English translation that you used to read when you're starting out and living by yourself for 1 year, is that the same copy that we have in the kamatana.com website, or that copy has disappeared?
Well, the copy that I got was from the Buddhist Publication Society in Sri Lanka, Kandy, Sri Lanka. That's where they publish a lot of Dhamma books, both for a fee and also for free distribution. And if you contact them, you might be able to, or you can go into their website, just search for Buddhist Publication Society, and they have books. They still do this books thing, you know, distributing book for free, and also sell them, because the bigger books cost more money, so they have to charge money. But for pamphlet for small booklet, they give out free of charge. I think it was translated by one of the Sri Lankan monk. I'm not sure whether Westerner or not, but yeah. And then I think he also collected a lot of commentary, so that you can get a better understanding or wider interpretation of the sutta, what it really means.
And thank you, Ajahn. When I'm reading the Satipatthana Sutta, it has lots and lots of materials in there that when I'm reading it, what should I be focusing on? Because there are many things. It's kind of entire Dhamma is kind of put encapsulated there. So as a reader, as a practitioner, how should I be reading it, and with what do I have in my mind?
Oh, if you want to practice, you start with the mindfulness of the body. You know, kaya kata sati. When you walk, know that you're walking. When you're sitting, you know that you're sitting. Whatever you do, know what you are doing at that moment. And then when you have time, then you sit down and do anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing. So this is the beginning stage of the practice. You want to develop mindfulness by training your mind to stick with your body movement. And then when you're not moving, when you're sitting and meditate, then you watch your breath at the tip of your nose. Just doing these two things until you get into jhana. And once you have jhana and you become proficient, you can get into jhana anytime you like. And after you come out from jhana, then you can start developing wisdom or insight into the nature of the body first. Study the nature of the body. The body is subjected to aging, sickness, and death. The body has the 32 parts, and when it dies, it becomes a corpse, and there are 10 stages of corpse for you to study. And then also study this dissolution of the body. What happened after the body dies? It will then dissolve into water, fire, and earth, into the 4 elements, so that you can see that truly there's no self in the body. The body is just made up of the 4 elements, which in turn make it into the 32 parts. The hair of the head, hair of the body, and so forth. You keep studying this thing until you see the anicca nature of the body, see the anatta nature of the body, and see the dukkha that arises from your attachment to your body as being yourself. So if you don't want to have any dukkha, then you have to see the body just like an automobile, for instance. You're just a driver. You drive the body like you drive an automobile. You are the mind, the thinker, and the knower. So you want to be able to let go of your body, your attachment to your body. So this is what you want to do, first of all. And then once you can do that, then you go to the next one is your feelings. feelings based on your physical body first. The body have also produced feeling, right? When you're hungry, you have bad feeling. When you're full, you have good feeling. When you're neither hungry or full, then you have neutral feelings. You have to look at the feeling as being anicca, changing all the time. Keep changing from good feeling to neutral feeling to bad feeling. When you have your meal, you have good feeling, right? After a while, that good feeling will disappear, and then you have neutral feeling. You neither feel good or bad. But after a while, when your body needs more food, then you start to have bad feeling. You have hunger. So this feeling, based on your body, they keep changing, and sometimes you can control them, and sometimes you cannot. Like when you have bad feeling from sickness, from ailment, you cannot stop it right away. It might take a while with medicines and therapy. So you have to treat feeling as anatta, like the weather, for instance. Sometimes you have snow, like right now you have snow, right? You have storm. Then in the summer you have heat wave. You cannot tell it what you want, right? But our mind wants to control feelings. We only want good feelings. We don't want bad feelings. So when we run into bad feelings, we have dukkha. That's because of our desire, our craving for good feeling and not wanting bad feeling. So you want to teach your mind that the dukkha is caused by your desire, your cravings for good feelings only. So you have to teach your mind that you cannot choose sometimes. Sometimes you can pick good feelings, but sometimes you cannot. So it's better to learn not to pick better, just to take them as they come. If you can do that, then there will be no dukkha. Good feeling, you take it. Bad feeling, you take it. Neutral feeling, you take it. Don't try to push it away. We try to push bad feeling away by creating good feelings. Like when you don't have good feeling, maybe you turn on the television or have something to drink or something. See? But you don't want to do that. If you want to teach your mind to just take the feeling as they come. Good feeling, let it comes and go. It won't last forever, right? No, these three feelings, they don't last forever. They come and go. Good feeling come and go. Bad feeling come and go. Neutral feeling come and go. So don't get yourself all upset or all restless by trying to manage these feelings. It's better just to let them come and go. And all you have to do is just to adjust your mind yourself to them when they come. That's all. Instead of trying to adjust the feeling, adjust yourself to accept the feelings, better than trying to adjust the feeling to suit your desire. So this is the wrong way of doing things for us. We want to adjust everything to suit our wishes, our desire. And that's why we run into trouble, because no matter how much you adjust, it will change after a while, right? Keep changing, things keep changing all the time. So it's better to adjust your mind better. Adjust your mind to adapt to whatever comes to you. And that is why you need upekkha for meditation. When you're in upekkha, then you can accept everything without having any dukkha, because you're not reacting to anything. You're just merely knowing. Okay? And the same way with the third one, the citta or the mind. We're talking about the emotions in the mind, the feeling based on the mind. Sometimes you have, your body is okay, but your mind is not okay, right? Sometimes you feel bad, not because of your body, but because of something else, somebody doing something, or maybe the weather right now can make you feel bad. So this is not physical based, but it's mental based. Your mind keeps desiring for things that you like. When you don't get what you like, then you have bad feelings. So you have to teach your mind also not to desire for anything. Okay, why the Dhamma really means for you to investigate, to see what do you know, do you have this Dhamma, seeing this Dhamma happening in yourself or not? You see the Four Noble Truths, you see the Five Khandhas, you see the 7 factors of enlightenment, for instance, in your mind or not. If you don't see it, it means you haven't yet developed them, then you have to develop them. You see samadhi, you see mindfulness inside your mind, you see jhana. If you don't, that means you have to develop this Dhamma. But this is a very far away, you know. Like we're talking about 3 levels of studies: bachelor degree, master degrees, and PhDs. You know. So let's go. We'll start with the bachelor degree first: mindfulness and anapanasati, and meditation, using your breath as your object of meditation to get into jhana first. Go read it again. You see, I think from the start, the Buddha said, you go to tell someone to go sit under a tree and then set up his mindfulness, watching his breath. And after he comes out, then he said, continue on with your mindfulness development. Be mindful of your body, movement. Only just the body movement. You don't want the mind to think, so you just want to watch. When you develop mindfulness, you don't want to think. So you use the kaya kata sati, the body movement. Knowing I'm standing, knowing I'm walking, knowing I'm sitting, knowing I'm eating. Just knowing, keep knowing. Don't think about anything else. And then when you don't have anything to do, then you sit and watch your breath again. Keep doing these 2 things until you get into jhana. Once you have jhana, then you can then study the nature of the body. Impermanent, the body from birth to death, right? This is the path of the body. It's keep changing every day, but you cannot see the change because they're so slow. But if you take a picture of yourself once every 10 years and compare, then you see the difference. So the body is constantly changing. And you cannot stop it. Anatta, it's a process you cannot stop. So you have to accept it. Accept the changing nature of the body. Eventually it's going to get older, and it's going to get sick, and eventually it's going to die. So teach your mind to accept this truth, not to resist it. Because when you resist, you get dukkha. I don't want to get old, I don't want to get sick, I don't want to die, for instance. You have to teach your mind, no, you cannot do this, you just have to accept it. When you're old, you're old. When you're sick, you're sick. When you die, you die. Not you, but the body. You don't die with the body. You don't get sick with the body. All right?
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Sui and Czech. Hi, how are you? From Vancouver.
Hello. Good evening, Ajahn. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I think Sui has a question.
Oh, my question is for the vijnana. We know we have like 5 senses, right? I don't see like the 6, like the mental impressions, how it comes from, like which one, like
the 6 is in the mind. See, the 6 is the one that watching your thought. That knowing your thought is the 6th one. The other 5 is with the body, knowing the image, knowing the sound, knowing the taste and smell. These are from the body. The 6th is within the mind itself, knowing your thoughts, knowing your emotions.
The knowing elements in the mind.
Yeah. This you deal with later with the chitta. When you deal with the body, you deal with the 5 sensual pleasure, 5 sensual organs, 5 sensual objects. Once you got rid of that, then you come and deal with the 6th one in your mind.
Oh, okay. But seems like the 6th one is very strong, right? Because we always have thoughts.
Yes, it's the originator of all action. But you cannot get to it yet until you kept, at least when you have let go of the 5 first. You have to let go of the 5 from the body first, because it's more obvious. You can, with the 6 it's more subtle, and you need stronger mindfulness and wisdom to be able to see it clearly.
Okay. And Ajahn, like for enlightened being, like they have to cut off the Sakaya Ditti, right?
Yes.
Is there like many ways that one can get there? Like for example, some enlightened being, they see this painful feeling from the bodies, or some they see like other parts of the body, then they become enlightened. Is that?
I guess so. Different people have different ways of seeing things. You know, somebody see a leaf falling from the tree. That's anicca, so you can compare it to the body, for instance.
Then become enlightened.
Yeah, my body is like a leaf. You know, one day it's gonna fall off a tree, and return to dust, return to earth. So with my body. So somebody see flower when it wilt. Yeah. So you see change, see rise and cease, see anicca, see anatta. You cannot stop the process of the flower or of the leaves. So you cannot stop the process of your body either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some see like car.
Okay. Your body is like a car. You drive it, one day you have to junk it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, thank you. Check has a question maybe.
Ajahn, just following up with Alvin's question, I'm wondering, like Sakaya Ditti, the meaning is not isn't it 5 khandhas that you don't see as yourself anymore? But how come the mind isn't the mind in the 5 khandha?
The mind is the one that watching the 5 khandhas.
Oh.
The mind is the knower of the 5 khandhas. But it knows with delusion. It knows without wisdom. So it knows the 5 khandhas as being itself.
Oh, so I think I misunderstood. I thought 5 khandhas mean body and mind.
Yes, the nama khandhas.
Yeah.
But not the whole mind. See? The mind has the 4 nama khandha and the mind. The mind is like an ocean, and inside the ocean you have fishes and have things. You know.
So you Sakaya Ditti, like when you don't when you are Sotapan, you don't see the 5 khandas as yourself, meaning you don't see the body and part of the mind as yourself, but you still see the knowing as yourself?
Yes, you still see that. That's why you have to get rid of it later on. After you get rid of the 5 khandas, then you get rid of the 8 fetters, the conceit, which is in your mind. Because the mind still thinks itself as a self.
Oh. So right now, like when we are not sotapan yet, we see the 5 khandas and the knowing, all like everything is as ourself. But once you become sotapan, the 5 khandas,
not
you
the
don't.
self,
Oh.
but the mind is still a self to you.
Oh, okay. But that's higher
Yeah.
level. Yeah.
That's a higher level of fetters. The fetters are divided into 2 levels, lower and upper fetters.
Okay.
The lower deals with the body and the 3 stages of enlightenment up to the anagami. Once you pass the anagami, you have completely understood and relinquish your body and the khandas, but you still attached to your mind. That's the work that anagami still has to do, but has nothing to do with the body anymore. Entirely deal with the mind. He keeps watching the mind, constantly creating this delusion and trying to use wisdom to reprogram the mind, to teach the mind that you are just a knower, you're not a self. So there's no need to react to anything. When you hear, just hear. When you see, just see. Don't react. If you react, means there's a mind reacting. Or if you have to react, then you have to be conscious that you are reacting not based on your mind, but based on necessity. Like if somebody talk to you, you have to talk back, right?
Fight back.
But you don't get immersed in the fact that there's a person talking. There's just the need to reply. If someone asks you a question, so you answer it. And it's usually emotionless, no emotion involved. It's just pure rationality.
Okay.
If there's any emotion, that means there's a self involved. If you get angry, you get happy, you like and dislike, this all based on the self. Without self, you just know, okay, it's good, it's bad, so forth, but no like or dislike toward anything.
So meanings like when we get emotional, we still attach to these feelings.
Yeah, you're still involved with whatever you're encountering. And you react emotionally.
Okay. Then going back to this mind, so this mind is the knowing element that know the thoughts, that watch the thoughts, then create emotions.
That have greed, hate, and delusion. This is the mind. This is the one that have greed, hate, and delusion. The khandas don't have any defilement. The Buddha still have the 5 khanda after his enlightenment. He got rid of the defilement in his mind. And he uses the 5 khanda just like you and I use it, but without any defilement driving it.
Yeah, his mind is purified now. Okay.
It's too far for you to think anyway. It's better to stick to your ABC, your mindfulness, and because you forget tomorrow. You forget what I told you today. So you can come back and ask the same question again and again. So when people who come and practice with me, after I answer them a few times, I say, stop asking. It's time for you just to stop thinking. Your job is to stop thinking because your thought is useless. The more you think you're running in a circle, it's just driving you around in a circle.
Oh, okay.
Today I have a person came to visit me and asked if I can have the time to talk to him about Nibbana. I say, I don't have time for that. If you want to know Nibbana, go practice. Go open up your eyes, you know. If I tell you, you're closing your eyes and you won't see it anyway, and you keep arguing or doubting what I say. Like the 5 blind men who came across an elephant, and they're all arguing about an elephant because they touch a different part of the body of the elephant. One says it's like a rope, one says it's like a snake, one says it's like a spear, one says it's like a wall, for instance. They're all right, but they're not completely right. They're only right partially.
Yeah.
And they keep arguing until they get tired. And then don't get anywhere anyway. You don't get to Nibbana by conversing. You study how to get there. That's what you have to study. But you don't have to study about what Nibbana is like. Wasting your time. Okay?
Okay, you've been very patient with us. Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Well, if you keep asking the same question, I will have to ask you to stop. But I give the benefit to newcomers. They might not know anything, so at least you have to tell them once, But tell them that it's not the way to do it. To get to this thing, you have to practice.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
People ask about jhana. I say, just go train yourself with mindfulness, and you get to jhana. You know it for yourself. Because no matter how I explain it, you won't know it because it's not something that you can have seen it before. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Kafai Lim from Malaysia.
Yeah, I'm from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Good day to you, Ajahn. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Not much of a question, but want to share some of the progresses in meditation that I've a bit of updates. I noticed that a different day may have a different way to get into the calmness. Sometimes I may use mantra, but sometimes when it's especially at midnight, it seems like the breathing will be more efficient. So sometimes early in the morning, not even mantra or breathing, just take notes of the mindfulness. It will eventually lead to the calmness. So I'm not sure if this is the right way, but I can see that I can get to the calmness right now way more faster, and also can maintain for a longer time. Just need some guidance from you, Ajahn.
Well, you have to understand that your mind is still fluctuating, and your mindfulness is also fluctuating. Sometimes it's easy to get calm, and sometimes it's difficult to get calm. Sometimes you have strong mindfulness, sometimes you have weak mindfulness. So this will contribute to the result of your practice. So you just have to observe and see the different ways of meditation, different results that you get from your meditation.
Yeah,
okay.
I will keep on practicing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, fine. Joseph Chi from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Hi, Joe. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I don't really have much question, but Ajahn would like to ask you, for foundation's sake, let's say if we were to read the Tripitaka, what are the books that you would, or what are the suttas that you would recommend? I know it's head knowledge, which is not very useful, but sometimes.
Yes, I mentioned this many times before, the 4 or 5 main sutta that you should study. First, the first sutta called the Dhammacakka. the turning of the wheels of Dhamma. That's the first discourse the Buddha gave. He mentioned about the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, and the three different ways of practices. And the middle way is the one he recommends. And then the next one he taught about the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. This he taught about the five khandha being anatta. Being anatta. And then the next one is the four foundation of mindfulness, the four Satipatthana Sutta. And the next one is the Atitaya Sutta, I think the fire sermon, the fire discourse. He mentioned that the sensual objects are like fire. When you see, when you hear things, it causes your mind to become hot. Okay.
What is the name of the fire discourse in Pali?
Anybody knows it? Check, you know?
It's okay, I can search for it. I will search.
Or Check can send him a message if you like. And the last one is the Mangala Sutta. The Mangala Sutta. The 38 ways of making yourself happy, I guess, auspicious. But there are many other suttas, but I don't think it's really that important. But they also come in handy from time to time, like the Kalama Sutta. The Buddha taught us how to listen, not to believe right away and not to disbelieve right away. Just wait and see. When you hear somebody say something, prove it first before you can believe it. This is called the Kalama Sutta.
Right, like you say, it's actually our own practice. Yeah, but these suttas are at least a foundation where we can refer to if we have.
Yes. Okay.
Not to have head knowledge. Too much head knowledge is.
Yeah, it will obstruct your mindfulness practice. Because when you practice mindfulness, you want to stop thinking.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all from me, Ajahn. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Hi, Lisa from Singapore.
Yes, good evening, Ajahn. How are you?
Fine, thank you. You must know by now I've been answering these questions.
Yes, I know. But I have a question that recently I've been practicing the 32 parts of the Asubha, but sometimes after 5 or 6 rounds to and fro, that the mind refused to or stop thinking. And I don't know whether that portion there is because I lost the mindfulness or actually I'm entering calm. I'm not sure whether I should try to pull the mind back and say continue the recitation. But a few times I tried, the mind just stopped thinking and got to think very hard, like where was I, you know? So it's like, is it that my mind is entering to a calm stage, or actually I lost my mindfulness? I can't understand this.
As long as you don't think, it's okay. You know, so just watch your thought. If you stop thinking, it's okay.
Oh, so then I just let go that recitation and just watch the mind.
Yeah, just watch the mind. If it's not thinking, just let it be still like that.
Okay. Then my second question is, when we meditate, why do we don't feel like sleeping and wake up very early? Like it's a very short time that you sleep and then you're very fresh and awake. Is it because of the samadhi that our mind are very well rested?
Yes, and also your mindfulness, you become more alert. Mindfulness is the one that makes your mind becomes alert.
So even having like 2, 3, or 4 hours sleep, I know
Yes,
not
that's
Buddha.
all you need. That's all you need, really, if you're a meditator.
So this is normal.
Yes, normal.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yes.
As
Thank you, Ajahn.
As long as you don't feel drowsy later on, though. You still
No,
awake.
it's very energized. And I feel very strange. It's like, hey, how come not tired or sleepy? Even you get on to do your daily chores or, you know, but just very energized.
Okay.
So
right.
this is normal.
This is okay. Yeah, this is normal.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the teaching. Thank you.
Next, Edwin Tan from Singapore. Hi, Edwin.
Hi, good evening, Ajahn. No questions from me today. Just very happy to see you and hear you speak this week. May your body be happy and well.
Thank you. You're welcome. Kok Sing, how are you? Where are you from? Singapore? Kok Sing, can you hear me? Please unmute your microphone. Kok Sing, Kokseng.
I didn't see him. I don't see him.
Okay, I can ask him to unmute.
Okay.
Go ahead, unmute.
Oh, okay.
Your voice is very soft. Can you speak louder?
Ajahn, I asked my question earlier already.
You already asked your question.
Yes, I've already asked a question.
Okay, I forgot. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Ajahn.
Let me go to MXG or Maxka from Thailand. Hi, Maxka. Are you listening? We see your video, but without you. Well, let me go to Mudita next then. Mudita from Canada. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Ajahn. I'm good. Thank you. I don't have any questions today.
Okay. Just want to listen.
Just listening. Yeah, I did find the sutta that Joseph was asking for. I have the name,
okay,
if it's still needed.
Yeah.
It's called Adita Pariyaya.
Yeah, Pariyaya, Adita Pariyaya Sutta. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Alexa Aruka. Next. Where are you from? I think you're new.
Well, no, I'm not new. I changed my name because I closed my old Facebook.
I see. Who are you then? Who are you? I can't remember.
I used to be called Alexandre Monteiro de Castro Arouca.
Alfredo, right?
No, Alfredo is down. He's Brazilian.
He's down below.
There.
I see. Okay. Anyway, fine. You're from Brazil. You're from Brazil also.
Yes, I live in Holland.
In Holland.
But I'm from Brazil.
Okay. Right. Any questions from you today?
I follow you already 6 years or more.
Okay.
And I studied a lot. I had very good times before. Since I met you, the results will start coming up. And last time we met, the 2 times before, I had the jhanas, I told you. And last time I was very agitated, mind. And then I decided to close Facebook, close WhatsApp, and I gave up family, but in the good way with Sila, you know, so
yes.
I'm okay with them. But I really could let it go. I really understood just like we are just a phenomenon, you know, and this phenomenon insisting to be, and the more time I'm giving, now I'm locked on my own flat, and for a long time now, for 1.5 months, and I get more and more peaceful. And I put myself to meditate together where I lock my bikes. just the body, just like an object.
Yes.
And I feel good there.
Good.
And silent too. And I mean, my flat is quite big with a lots of things, and you teach us to live in a room like a monk. And but I close the light, then I don't see the bikes. I can smell the rubber or things like that. But suddenly I focus on the breathing, and then I'm gone. But I noticed it worked very well to treat the body just like an object, like all other objects are in this room.
That's right. The body is just an object.
Yeah, it's really effective. Lots of things. My sila was growing up since I started to meditate, and then my life changed. So I had enough money to give away to people who need it. And so I feel happy till now, and people is very happy about that. But I have to let them go too.
Yes,
you know?
You help them, but you're not attached to them. You just help them if you can.
It's on the other level. I cannot teach them what I already learned by my experience, and they get attached also to the money. So, and then I have to look for other people maybe, or do something else with this money. It's not for me. I don't need that anymore. I really don't need.
Yes.
And but I learned that with you. I want to say I learned a lot with you. So it's going very well. I didn't hit the jhana again because I step back, because all this movement to stop my the old Alex, I'm something else. I don't know what it is, but he's still the mannerism, the ways of behave sometimes come back. So I'm watching it. I'm watching myself watching me, you know.
Yeah. Watching your mind. Watching your mind.
Exactly. So it's going well. And I have one question. That is, once I was sleeping, and then I was in activity in my dream, and I was with my capuchon, closing my eyes. That's what I do often. I close my eyes to sleep with the capuchon. And then I wake it, but it's still dark. But I still in the dream, but then I could watch the dream, and I was not more I could see myself in the dream acting, but the vijnanas was took out of this, so it was like pops. And I saw it myself. So it was like, what I understood was like a Nirodha Samapatti, like an insight of it. Is that true?
No, if it was Nirodha, then everything will be empty. It will be empty space. Nothing happening, nothing appearing at all. Like when you turn the lights in your room out and everything is dark and you don't see anything. Don't worry about it, what it is, as long as you're aware of it, and then you know that it's anicca, dukkha, anatta. That's more important in order for you to let go of it, not to become attached to it. Just know and then let go.
Yeah, well, like just like a dream or something.
Yeah, anything like that. Everything are phenomena. They are impermanent. They come and go.
It's not like you said, when the things are there, you don't need to. What is jhana? You get there, then you see it.
Yeah.
It is. But what I notice is, after jhana, you could understand way better the panchakanda.
Yes.
You could see it more clear.
Yes.
But just the days after it, but later. It seems like almost disappeared completely. It's already 2 months that I had it. And then, but also the Pachisamuppada, it's look like, then therefore I'm only focused into my samadhi. Yes. All around me has to be restful, I have to be restful. So my samadhi have to be sila has to be okay. But sometimes it's not at once that you put your sila. Oh, okay. Sometimes you come back a little bit. You react like a personage, like you said. This personage come back. So I try to, but also disturb a lot of people. My silence. I notice it that people they get a little bit. Why this person is so silent? You know, neighbors or things like that. So it's difficult outside. I think in the future I have to go to the monastery for sure.
Okay, good. You're doing well. You sound good. Your practice is going well. Just the more you withdraw from everything, that you are doing in the right direction.
It's like to pull the fishing line.
Yeah, the fishing
back.
line back and catch your fish, catch your mind.
Catch yourself.
Yeah, catch yourself.
To be enlightened, nobody can get enlightened. So the best thing to get is like nobody.
Yeah. Be nobody. There's nobody, no self.
Be like water.
Okay. 4 elements.
4 elements. Thank you very much, Master.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me go back to it. Max Gar from Thailand. I saw him walk around just now. Max, MXGAR, Thailand. Hi, please unmute your microphone. Okay. Hi. You're living in Thailand?
Thailand ครับอาจารย์
I see. You have to speak English.
Listen ครับเดี๋ยวท่านถัดไปดีกว่าครับพอดีเข้ามาฟังท่านอาจารย์
Just listening. Okay, fine. All right. Who's next? Kyen Duong. From London.
Hello, Thanachan. I don't have any question.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Lillian, you're next. Lillian.
I don't have any questions, but just a comment that feeling a bit disappointed that I still find it very hard to be mindful outside of meditation. Even though in terms of meditation, I can feel that I'm improving, but just like last week after the session with Thanachan, my mind was very messy again and cannot keep my mindfulness. It's very, very hard to keep my mindfulness outside. But I guess in terms of things like self-confidence and everything, it has improved a lot since I've meditated. But just find it very, very hard to be mindful all the time outside of meditation.
Especially if you have to deal with living with other people.
Yes.
Training in mindfulness requires you have to be alone.
Yes.
Until your mindfulness becomes strong enough, then you can then live with other people and be mindful also. Otherwise, it's hard to train mindfulness while you're dealing with other people.
Okay. The kids are a very big challenge.
Yeah. But just accept this truth so you won't get disappointed.
Okay. I will keep practicing then.
Yeah, okay. Fine. ST, you're next. From Singapore.
Hi, evening, Ajahn.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, today also no question, just listening in. Happy to be here.
Okay, all right. Okay. Alfredo, you're next. You're below Alexa.
Hi, Bante.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Good.
Yesterday I practicing. I feel a little pity. I know that pity is very difficult. Pity in body is difficult, né? Pity is like sukha, is like a tranquility, a felicity. Pity is natural.
Yes, it results from your mind being calm. So just keep focusing on an object like your breath or on a mantra. Don't think about piti, because the more you think of it, the further away it gets away from you. So don't think about piti. Just think about mantra, butto, butto, or keep watching your breath.
Yes.
The more focused you become, then the more piti will arise.
Yes.
You live alone?
Yes.
I see. So you like a monk? You live like a monk alone.
Yeah, I bought the house of my brothers,
Okay.
and here in the country is very calm. It's very good place.
And you don't need to work. You don't need to work.
No, I worked to my mother about 30 years, 40 years. He had Alzheimer's. It's very difficult life. Now she's dead, né? And I don't work more.
You have pension. You live on your pension.
What's pension?
Money you get from the government or from your work.
No, I have money in bank.
You're saving from your saving.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So good. You're lucky to be able to have the time to meditate all day long and to be by yourself. This is the right condition for practice, for advancing in your practice.
Yes, I try to have a calm life, a practice.
Yeah. But you should not get lazy. You have to keep pushing yourself to do the practice.
Yes, it's a little difficult because I practice 1 or 2 hours, and after I have to go other things, but I want to practice. Any years ago, I like to study, but now I don't study more Dhamma. I study a lot Dhamma, and now I don't study more. I only meditate, and only meditate for me is a little difficult. Much time, né? I meditate 1 or 2 hours, and after I am a little lost. I don't know.
All right. Okay. Just try to do as much as you can, as possible.
Yes.
Okay. Any question from you today?
No, I'm good. The practice is good. Thanks.
Okay. Let me go to Lim Kim Heng. Hi, Lim.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. From Malaysia.
How are you? Okay. Yes, Ajahn from Malaysia. Yeah.
Any question?
Ajahn, I want to ask you on meditation. The thing is, every day I will meditate in the morning. What I normally do is I will do metta meditation for 5-10 minutes. Then after that, I proceed with samatha, anapanasati. And the thing is, normally the first 15-20 minutes, I can achieve quite a calmness. But later part, after 40 minutes later, or almost 50 minutes, I feel a bit agitated. And normally when I will stop and look at the time, is normally almost 1 hour. So look like, that means the beginning parts, I can meditate and concentrate better. Later part, the mind tend to wander. What can Ajahn advise?
If you want to continue on, then you have to create more mindfulness by reciting a mantra, because you have lost the mindfulness to be able to watch your breath. So you have to regenerate your mindfulness by reciting a mantra. Or do some chanting mentally. If you can chant Iti Piso, Bhagava, Arahang, Samma Sambuddho, for instance. Or some verses, just keep reciting it. This will create more mindfulness. Then eventually you might be able to sit and watch your breath again. Or if you like metta, you can use metta also. Sabbe satta avera hontu, sabbe satta abhaya pacha hontu, sabbe satta anika hontu, sukhi atanam pariharantu. And just keep reciting this until you're strong enough to watch your breath again. You have to restart your new cycle of meditation. As far as your mindfulness, it ran out of strength from your first cycle. So you want to continue on, then you have to restart your mindfulness again, regenerate your mindfulness. Okay?
Okay.
Is that clear? Clear to you?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Next, Pimpida. Where are you now, in Thailand or back in the US?
Sorry, I tried to unmute.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me now. Thank you so much. กราบนมัสการค่ะพระอาจารย์ I'm in Bangkok right now, but I'm actually traveling to Chonburi tomorrow. So hopefully I can see you on Thursday when you give your Dhamma talk at the temple.
Okay. I might not recognize you because you have to put on your mask, and I don't know who you are.
It's okay. I will try to introduce myself.
Yeah, you have to let me know.
Okay. I will. Today I have one question, please. So in the past few months, I feel that my practice went quite well. So before I left my meditation retreat, I felt that my mindfulness practice and my samatha and vipassana were better than before. And when I was pondering upon 4 elements in my vipassana practice, I felt like my mind understood it much more. And after that, I felt that my mind has always, after that, I have feel like very happy and very full and like very peaceful during the day as well. And since then, I feel that my samatha and my mindfulness are still going well, but my vipassana has been slowing down a little bit. Like it feel that my mind kind of feel that because I understand things more and I can let go of things more, then I feel less of the suffering part. And so my mind hasn't been working so well on the vipassana part. Could you give me advice?
That's because you're still working on the homework level. See, you haven't met your examination yet. When you really lose something you love, and you can still tell yourself they're just 4 elements.
Right.
So if anytime you feel sad because you lose something, then you're not seeing them as 4 elements. See?
Okay.
So right now you're not losing things that you love. You're still having them. So you can tell them they are 4 elements. But when they leave you, like your daughter or your mother or somebody you love, if something should happen to them, can you still say to yourself, oh, they're just 4 elements?
Okay. So I just have to keep reminding myself.
Yeah, keep reminding yourself so that you don't forget. Because it's easy to forget. Because our mind tends to look at things more on the conventional level. We look at them as being our mother, our daughter, our friends, and so forth. We don't see them as just 4 elements.
I see.
So you have to keep reminding yourself. And then you'll find out whether you pass the test or not when things happen. So the Buddha said not to be complacent. Be always mindful. Be always teaching yourself. Like he teach us to recollect death all the time. The recollection of death. And life has an end. Every life has a cessation. And life is just the dissolution of the four elements. So you have to find out whether you pass the test or not when you lose something you really love. Or you have to ask yourself, how would you feel when you have to lose this person or that person? Can you deal with it? Can you handle it? Can you look at it as being just the element? Okay?
I will try my best.
So it's better to keep reminding yourself that as much as possible. That we're living in the four elements, the world, for everything around us, everything that we feel or touch or see, all made up of elements.
I see.
What you see, they're all made of elements. The house is made of elements. People, animals, your car, anything, everything is made from elements. And so they will have to become, they have to return back to the original state one day. Okay?
Yes, ท่านอาจารย์
All right.
ค่ะกราบขอบพระคุณพระอาจารย์เป็นอย่างสู
When
ง
will you
ค่ะ
be leaving for the US?
I will be leaving on the night of the 24th of February.
Of this month.
Yes.
Okay.
So very soon, but my mom and myself and my son will be going to see you on Thursday.
Okay. See you then.
ค่ะกราบขอบพระคุณพระอาจารย์เป็นอย่างสูงค่ะ
สาธุ Belinda from Singapore. Hi, Belinda.
Hello, Ajahn.
How are you?
I'm okay. This week will be the Chinese New Year. Cannot reunite with the family. But keeping okay.
You can talk to them by Zoom or by some.
Yes, intend to call mom by Zoom. So it will do best to join Dhamma talks, live sessions that we have the Ajahn Chah's groups.
Good. How many live sessions is there around now? Have you noticed?
There will be one live on the Chinese New Year Eve by Ajahn Anand, and until the following morning, after 12 midnight, and then it carries on to the first day of the Lunar New Year.
I see.
Will Ajahn be online?
I'm just on the normal schedule. Every Tuesday in English and Wednesday night in Thai. Tomorrow night I'll be giving a Zoom meeting in Thai.
Ajahn going for Pindapat on the Sunday weekend?
Oh yes, I do every day, except if I get sick.
Ajahn, can you advise about attachment and longing? Like how do we manage on that?
Well, tell them it's dukkha. Tell yourself this is creating dukkha for yourself. When you attach to something, when you have to lose them, then you get dukkha. So it's better not to be attached to anything because everything is temporary. Sooner or later you will have to lose them.
Sometimes the mind knows this, that we know that there were bound to be separation, but yet it's like Ajahn says, it's easier to be.
Yes, you might have to get hurt. You might have to get hurt first. Then you know what it's like to not to be attached. sometimes talking about it is not as strong as meeting the dukkha itself. Sometimes you tell the children not to touch the stove because it's hot, but they still want to touch the stove. So let them touch the stove once so they know what it's like. Then the next time they won't want to touch it again. So you might have to experience some dukkha before you can get rid of your attachment. If you're stubborn, if you're smart, then better teach yourself that it's dukkha, not to be attached. So try to detach as much as possible. Okay?
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Gek Yen So from Penang. Hi, how are you, Gek?
Hi, Ajahn. I'm fine. Thank you, John. John, no question today. I'm listening today. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then there's newcomer Vilasini from Germany. Hi, Vilasini. You have to speak English tonight.
Yeah, for me, it's better in German. Okay. I have a question regarding my meditation. So I follow your suggestion and I continue doing meditation. But at some point, I feel like, instead of happiness, but why I feel something like really a huge pressure that's squeezing me into a small point that I feel like this is not happiness. It's something different. That's why I'm not so sure if I'm doing the right thing. So.
Well, you have to keep focusing on your meditation object and
right.
Try not.
So that's what happened after I reached the stage of, I don't know how to say. So my brain stopped functioning. So there's no thought in there. I'm just floating somewhere in nowhere. And after I'm out of this stage, and I keeping meditation, doing meditation. And at some point, I feel like the focus of the meditation has become closer to myself. And the knowing is moving vertically. I can't even tell if that's happened outside of my body or inside of my body. And I feel like this huge pressure is squeezing me. And there is no happiness in there. I just feel like something is squeezing me. I'm getting smaller, and I can't even breathe.
That's
so
because
what is that?
You're not focusing on your meditation object. You're watching what's happening. So that can
that
can become a snowballing.
Different.
It can snowball into something bigger and bigger. So you want to avoid watching what's happening and come back to your meditation object.
So, for example, focusing on the light,
whatever you use to focus your mind, stick with that and disregard everything that appears. When you pay attention to it, then it can start to create more and more happening. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. So
the more I keep focusing on that, the more the more worse I would feel that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it's better not to pay attention to anything that comes up when you meditate.
Yeah.
Okay. Just keep
how
focusing.
Strange, because I can't even wait until tomorrow. So I have to go out today. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. If you speak English, you're welcome to. But we cannot use bilingual here because other people don't understand Thai.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I have another question. As I mentioned in the previous meeting, that I have only 3 days to spend on my meditation. So at some point, I feel like I have to slightly optimize my meditation, because I feel like it would be better if I spend, for example, instead of 1 hour each section, probably 2 hours or a bit longer, but I really cannot, I do not have longer windows, longer than 1 hour for meditation. Do you have any suggestion what I should do? I feel like I still have to optimize my meditation. Something
yes, you can optimize, but you should also be flexible. Adjust to the circumstances. Sometimes you can do it longer. Sometimes you have to do it shorter. So you have to adjust your practice sometimes depending on the circumstances. If not, if you're fixed, then you can get upset when you cannot do what you have set out to do.
So I will try out early in the morning, like 3 in the morning. So I will get up earlier and see how it's worked. So probably I could spend 2 hours on meditation and do less in the afternoon. So
yes,
I just have to try. Yeah.
Yes, you have to try it out which works for you better.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Prajna.
And also be patient. Be patient. We tend to be anticipating. We tend to be anxious. So try to be patient and take things as they come. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good.
Yeah, it's very strange this week because I have a lot of workload at work, and then come the winter breaks in Germany, so we have a lot to deal with on our houses and so on. And yeah.
Yes, everything keeps changing, so you cannot expect things to be the same all the time.
Yeah, it's somehow it's also Dhamma, right? Being
anicca.
Yeah.
This is anicca. Everything is anicca. We live in the world of anicca, constantly changing. So we must be ready to adapt to the change when it happens.
Thank you so much, Prajna. Khap khun ka.
Okay, you're welcome. I think everybody has have a chance to ask questions because I don't see anybody else. Do anybody see anybody else that hasn't yet asked any question? I think we only have one page here on the screen here. I'm losing my cursor. Okay. Oh, that's page 2. I'm sorry. Let me see. Page 2.
It's okay now.
Yeah, so maybe we go to Kunla. Maybe Kunla has some question from Facebook.
3 questions from Facebook, Ajahn.
3 questions. Yes, go ahead.
Question number 1 from Nana Tamiku from Indonesia. With Luang Por Metta, please Luang Por advise, what's the meaning? The knowing broke the mind. Why did this occur? Is it good or not? And how to open the block?
I'm not sure what you mean by the knowing block the mind, because the mind is a knower, is a knowing, the knower, see. So I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Next question from Len Lata. I am from Cambodia. My respect toท่านอาจารย์ There are 2 questions. And question number 1 is, how do we cultivate compassion and equanimity?
Well, there are 2 different things. Equanimity, you have to do meditation, get into jhana, and then you get equanimity. Compassion is when you run into people who need your help. You should not run away from them. You should see if you can help them in any way you can. This is compassion. Compassion means helping other people, getting rid of their suffering, either physical or mental. So if you can help anybody, if anybody needs help, you should help them. This is compassion.
And the second question is, why cannot Bhikkhu and Nawais accept money, gold, and the like?
The Buddha doesn't want the monks to be rich, because they can be distracted from their practice. When they have money, then they might want to go spend money, and not instead of meditating. So the Buddha doesn't want monks to have any money, and has to rely on the giving of other people for their existence, so they can be humble also. Is that all?
Next question from Po Liang Soon. Po from Penang, Malaysia. When meditate, what is meaning? Watching, aware, knowing, concentrate the breathing. Which method is better?
Can you repeat the question again?
What is meaning? Watching, aware, knowing, concentrate the breathing. Which method is better?
สวัสดี คุณมีอะไรให้ฉันช่วยบ้าง
You have to ask one question at a time because I'm not sure whether the question start or ends.
Yes.
First question.
What is meaning? Watching, aware, knowing, concentrate the breathing. Which method is better?
I know, but which method you're talking about? I think you're talking about one method here. Which, isn't there any a comma in between? Washing away, aware. How do you spell aware?
AWARE.
Washing, and washing is washing your clothes?
Yes.
Or watching?
Watching.
Watching as observing.
Yes.
Just watching.
Watching,
yeah.
Aware.
Yeah, watching and comma aware and comma knowing, concentrate the breathing. Which method is better?
They're all the same. You choose the whatever method you want to use. You can watch, you can be aware, you can know the breath. It's all the same thing. Okay?
Thanks.
Any more?
And one question from Sala Ong. Ajahn, if we already stay alone to practice, it's difficult to integrate in the society. After all, we need to be interdependent, right?
Yes, you have to develop the four Brahma Vihara also. That you still live in the world and you have to deal with people. So when you deal with people, you have to have metta, you have to have friendliness, you have to have compassion, and you have to have sympathetic joy toward other people's success. So sometimes we tend to our practice tend to be sometimes too much on ubekha, so we forget about the other three. Because when you're alone, you try to develop ubekha, but when you have to deal with people, then you have to think of metta, karuna, and mudita also.
And one more question, Ajahn, from Hai Ing Yu. How do we practice self-compassion with wisdom in our daily life?
You mean compassion yourself? Try to get your self-compassion is to practice to get rid of your suffering. See, this is self-compassion. Our practice, our goal is to get rid of our suffering. Right now we are subjected to suffering. So we want to help ourselves by being compassionate by practice to get rid of our suffering. Is that all?
Yes, that's
okay.
all.
So anybody else would like to ask any question, you're welcome. Raise your hand and unmute your microphone. I guess nobody, yeah. Okay. It's okay. Okay.
Alex.
Okay, go ahead, Alexa.
Okay.
Alexa. Unmute.
Yeah. Ajahn, I'm thinking about to travel. Europe is very safe place, especially Holland, because we are socialists. And then most of people have basics. So we don't have violent streets. So I was planning to go to from here to Portugal, about 1,000 kilometers. I used to bike often. And then I did already long distance, but not so long. But I intend to put my life at a risiko, because the mindfulness, I think that's the goal, to increase your mindfulness and make it more real, because I live completely alone here. Nobody come here. Nothing. Some people try, you know. Some Mara is still working, you know, through neighbor try to disturb my peace, or through ladies who try to seduction. You know, when we come calm. It's attractive to some ladies. But I don't have these problems anymore with myself. So I like to put myself on the road. Do you think that's wise to do like this?
I think it's better to go to a monastery than to go traveling.
There is a monastery in Portugal.
Well, you don't have to go that far, really. Just go to the nearest one. For you. Because traveling also can induce you to enjoy the sensual pleasure of seeing things and hearing things. So this is defilement. You are giving into your defilement, not restraining your defilement when you go traveling.
Yeah, it's difficult. Monasteries in Europe, it's they have a kind of sorry that I say so. I have been.
Well, stay at home. Stay where you are now. You have a monastery at home already.
Yeah. So I face myself, huh?
Yeah.
Face this one here. Who
I
try
know.
to
I have the same experience when I practice alone at home. Sometimes I feel so sort of locked up. I want to get out. I want to get out. But I know that by getting out, I might release the pressure. But when I come back, I have to restart again.
I inspired by you. I inspired. Sorry that I interrupt, but because I wanted to tell you that long time. I inspired by you. I bought a very helpless boat, and then a friend of me who is a sailor, he said, "Alex, here you have a kayak. Better you go to the island with kayak." So I went to the island, a lake island. And my idea was, okay, here I can with eyes closed and test that I'm not afraid of ghosts and things like this. My mind was very lots of imaginations, so I have to face it. Well, I came there, I sit there, and I was very comfortable. My first day, the night came, and was a lot of those small animals on my body who bite you. I don't know the name.
Yes,
but
insects, yeah.
Yeah, they suck your blood. They get stick, like horses have a lot of those. Oh, I have to run away from my first plan. But because you was in the island, also, I read in the book.
Yeah.
But my history was I have to give up to the.
Yeah. When I was alone meditating on the beach, my mind started to think of creatures coming from the sea, coming out from the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to use mindfulness and just keep reciting Bhutto, or just telling myself, if you should die, this is the time for you to die. That's the only way to subside.
That's it. Yeah. I know it. Here outside, you see a big tree there. So I sit there at night, and then, okay, long story short, I start to hear a noise when there was no wind, nothing. And then I start, Bhutto, 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 Bhutto. And I succeed without opening the eyes. You know what it was? It was a little pork spine who come near by me. This very small one, he liked people. He came around.
Okay.
That was my ghost in my mind.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Anybody else? Kula again. Kula, okay.
There's two questions, Ajahn. First question from Bernard. Hi, Ajahn. How can we overcome fear and worry in life?
Well, you have to find out first what you are you afraid of. If you cannot deal with it yet, you can stop your fear by reciting a mantra. When you're afraid of something, just keep reciting Bhutto, 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 until you forget about the things that make you afraid. But this will be temporary, because as soon as you think about things that make you afraid, it will come back again. Fear will come back again. If you want to get rid of it permanently, then you have to accept that everything is anicca, everything is impermanent. Sooner or later, things will come to a cessation, whether yourself or your body or anybody else or anything in this world. Everything is anicca.
And last question from Nusa Marks. Do we have to set alarm clock when meditate every time Sometimes I feel frightened when the alarm made the sound because I'm in the deep meditation. What should I do to avoid that?
Don't set the alarm. Set mindfulness. You know, when you meditate, you want to be mindful. If you set the alarm, then sometimes you are more mindful about the alarm than your mindfulness. So if you don't need to go someplace at a certain time when you meditate, then don't set the alarm. Only when you have to be reminded that it's time for you to go do something else, then you would have to set up the alarm.
That's all.
That's all. Okay. Anybody else?
We have Lim Kim Heng.
Lim Kim Heng, go ahead.
Ajahn, just a personal question on you. Ajahn said that you have been practicing on your own before you decide to go to the monastery. How long did Ajahn practice on your own?
I spent about 1 year. 1 year.
1 year only?
Yeah, 1 year.
And during that one?
Yeah, I spent all my time staying at home most of the time and practice walking, sitting, and also reading Dhamma books. And occasionally I go outside to some place quiet, some place a little bit scary, like to test my mind about the fear, things like that. But most of the time I try to force myself to stay inside. But sometimes my mind wants to go out, so I find some excuse. So sometimes I go out, but after going out and come back, I realized I was just losing my time because I'll come back and have to restart where I left off again. So sometimes I refused my desire, and once I could overcome my desire, I move forward further in my practice until I eventually have to make a decision because I ran out of money really because I wasn't working. So if I want to continue on meditation, I have to go to work because I don't have. If I go to work, then I cannot meditate as much. But if I become a monk, then I can meditate all the time because as a monk, you will be supported by other people. So I then decide to become a monk after 1 year. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
We have a newcomer here below here, Bridget. Hi, Bridget. Can you unmute your microphone?
Yes, hello.
Hi, where are you from?
I'm in Belfast in Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland. Welcome to our room. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
You have any question?
No, I I just randomly stumbled across the page on Facebook when I realized the live feed was going on. So I really appreciate the insight into self-compassion to get rid of our own suffering.
That's right.
Because sometimes we are not aware that it's very simple to try and make an effort to take away our own suffering.
That's right. Sometimes we think about other people and forget about ourselves.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Okay. Well, nice to see you, talking to you. Hope you will come back again.
Yes.
We have this once a week. I'm from Thailand, from Bangkok.
Thailand. Wow.
Thailand. Okay. And we have this once a week about 2 hours ago. We started about 2 hours ago.
Oh, you must be tired.
Sometimes we go to 3 hours even if we have questions.
Very good.
Okay.
So I would follow some of the readings of Thich Nhat Hanh.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
It's Vietnamese, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Anybody else would like to ask any question?
Kun Pimpida.
Pimpida?
I'm so sorry for taking the floor again,ท่านอาจารย์ I just have one short question regarding the temple. I see your video clip on Facebook when you return from your bintabat in the morning. Does that take place at the place where the monks eat in the morning?
Yes. But behind the dining hall.
All right, okay. Just in case I take my son at that time, because I don't want to take him in the afternoon and he might disturb the Dhamma talk.
Okay, good. You can
Thank
see
you
me
so
in the
much.
morning.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, all right.
กราบขอบพระคุณค่ะ
Okay, you're welcome. So if nobody else have any question, maybe it's time for us to call it quit, I guess. Okay. Any objection? All right. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope it gives you some benefit from this meeting and help advance you in your practice. Okay. In the meantime, please stay healthy, stay safe and mindful. And I'll see you again next week. Goodbye for now. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Thanajahn.
Thank you so much, Papa. Thank you so much, admin.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
everybody.
Bye
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
See you next